Hi guys, this is Ginger Rogers here from Not All About Tarot, and on this upload, I'm going to talk about some little things going back to Hex work again, witchcraft, the biggest thing that this world game was banking on. Was witchcraft. It was all about witchcraft. Everything was witchcraft. This whole world was built on witchcraft. The religion was witchcraft. The love was witchcraft. Upon all of this was done with witchcraft. And being able to put this witchcraft into play and get of the best out of what you are trying to achieved during this witchcraft was the light energy. If anyone will understand, is that doing a good ritual is through fire. That's why candles are lit, burning. Of course, you do have your sacrificial situation. That's a whole nother level of dark energy. Um, And that has definitely been done in this game to keep it going. People just do not realize that certain murders that are being done is all dealt with sacrificial situations. That is a sacrifice. So all the murderers that's going on here, it is done. Is being done. That is basically was sacrificial. That was when the game was wanting, of course, and the entities were wanting the game. That was through sacrifice. That was to give them that deep, dark energy that they needed it. And it even played out even more when they were able to try to get justice for the person who murdered the person. That was even more energy being given. This is why you have the court system, to rub it in, and get milk as much energy as you can out of that, along with the grieving family. So all of this had a hand in this game running pure blood, raw energy. Again, as Divine Spirit said, anything that was negative and dark that any game could have done, this game did it all. Did it all. And so this is about a part of witchcraft. And when you're going into your religion, part of it, people do not realize that the more that we pray and go into churches and we lift up the word of Jesus, and you know lift up the word of God, all that did was to give these entities of this world game more power, gave them more power to keep things, businesses running as usual. And once religion is demolished, which we do see that it will be, I had no idea that divine spirits were going to kill off the entities first before religion was killed off. And it all makes sense, but again, it's amazing how divine spirits did play this game. Really, they meticulized this game, every nook and cranny, where it cannot be we it cannot be fixed and replayed again. Um, So that was a part of why churches were built, if three or more gathered in his name, it's giving them power, it's lifting them up. Goes back to, if you want to look at the Clash of the Titans, how the people had started to disown their God, and once they disowned the gods, and they were not giving them praises, their power was diminished. But this is how that really is. This is how that really is. And if you have a light source energy that is a divine feminine of empathic light, giving their praises to that God, it gave them more power than ever. So me being an energy, sunlight energy, empathic light that I am, I mean, and I know I have and host a whole lot of energy. I can imagine how these guys was really getting the energy from anyone who is like myself. It was keeping the world game going. So when you had the awareness there, you had the supernova, empathic, light, Samaria energy really come out of seclusion and really gain their power back. This is why these guys could not gain the power to keep being on this earth, because of the fact that that was power alone that was keeping the game running, fueling it just so much. And once that energy was taken away, it was gone. The matrix broke. Everything just went completely from there. Now, the most that this game or people who was trying to keep it going could do was maybe to amp the ante, but this is before when the matrix was broken back in 2018, the end of 2018. Something was enhanced, and why I say something was enhanced, what I'm meaning is that there was a lot going on, a lot. You could feel it in the air. It was more of witchcraft. The fourth dimensional door was wide open. That was making it accessible for everybody to throw whatever manipulative energy to a empathic light. It was like a force. But not only that, what happened was the testosterone level went up. The testosterone level went out of whack. And this could be sprayed through chemtrails, sprayed through jets, any way they could get it through food. The testosterone level went up. This was, of course, going to allow masculine energy to be more egotisticalized, more meaner, more hatred, making them want to win at all costs. The testosterone level went up, and this could even have been before the matrix broke. The matrix code broke. They knew that something was going to go on, that something was going to happen, so they amped up the testosterone level. And it's so funny because, you see a lot of men losing their hair. And it's just like it's an epidemic. But this is also happening to women too. Any women who has also some type of masculine energy, if she's a divine masculine herself, it's affecting her hair. But it's also making them very angry, very, more egotistical than ever. You see, so it's doing away with their hair. And it's so funny because my daughter told me that I had a type, that I always get bald men. And it's not that I had a type, because I didn't. I don't think that if I go back down to the guys that I dated even before I had my children, they were never ever the same. I mean, I dated just about every ethnic male energy out there. I didn't have a preference. I didn't have a race. But that they all never looked the same. As time went along, the majority of my males that I dated lost their hair. And it's so funny because I said to myself that I always dealt with more of so-called alpha masculine, alpha males, narcissistic men. But the funniest thing is my dad, again, was very narcissistic, but he never lost his hair. Maybe because he always wore a hat. I don't know. But I will say that even my Sigma masculine now, I think he, of all the males, had more hair of any man that I dated. And as a matter of fact, he's went bald now too. I think it's because I said something about I like him better. So maybe I do have a maybe I do have a type because I was so used to seeing that for a minute with any man that I dated. But not all of them were bald, trust. But because of, and I'm getting off topic, but because of the way that the energy was introduced in this atmosphere, the testosterone level had to go up. And why? It's because they knew that clarity was coming. And the more that they could try to get these men, these masculines to be more controlling, it would be better to get the facade, to keep the facade going, right? And that's exactly what they were trying to do. But see, the thing is, they had the supernova empaths here who were Christ energy, who were your Sumerian queens here. They were Christ. They were already here, so they could not be bombarded with the illusions anymore. And that is the end of the game for them. So that did not work. But what it did do was allow these dark masculines, because of they were so into this energy of winning at all costs. They amped up their manipulation, whether it be hex work, whether it be mental, mind game, all of it is the same. And especially when it came to the love spells. And people do not understand that there were more love spells used in the year of 2018, 2019, 2020 than ever. And it was so funny because it seems as though it got a lot of people stuck. And I wish, and I will always say this with any of the people that I did readings for, and I saw that they did this, and I would tell them, I wish you had came to me first before you did that, because the love spells, a true sorcerer would tell you that they have bad repercussions. 9 times out of 10, it will cause that person that you're putting a love spell on, even if they have some type of emotion for you after that is done. It does not make them come to you. They can be trapped in that emotion for a minute, but that's all it is. Once you put that love spell on that person, it's like it traps them in love, if anything, for a minute. It does not make them come to you. I have my first time for someone to do a love spell and actually have sex after that. When I have sexual intercourse with that person after that love spell is implemented. Now I'm going to tell you why. They cannot. It's like the passion is watered down by the love spell, that it does not let that person come towards you. They can sit where they are at, and they can stalk you, and they can watch you, and they can feel this emotion of love, but it does not make them come towards you. A love spell does not. I have had so many people that have done these things, and they are doing it to get that person to come towards them and to possibly chase them and have all this passion, but it does not. It traps them emotionally. And it's ridiculous because you do that love spell and you will never have them. You will never have them. And that is the whole scenario of why a lot of people are trapped in love with someone. They did a love spell and they cannot have that person. And they don't know why they cannot have that person. Now, even if that person that you put a love spell on, it has worked for a minute, it never lasts forever. And once that love spell has dissipated it, that person's going to be appalled over you because that love spell has vanished. Especially if that person knows that you did it to them. Then I'm going to start questioning, wait a minute, did I ever really love this person then? Because how do I not know that this person did this on me the whole time? Was it ever genuine? Which this is where the pictures comes in at. This is where your social media come in at. Social media is the biggest way to do hex work. And they knew that. And that's why they made social media. This is why they did that. They made social media just for situations like this. Mainly for these toxic, narcissistic masculines to amp up their game. If you are a true sorcerer, you can do hex work on anyone. Just by mentally, of course, thinking about them. But if there is a potential person that you want to be with, you have not met them yet, you want them to fall in love with you, they have a social media account, or you ask them to send you a picture, and bam, they can do this hex work, this love work on you. Okay. What people don't understand is love spells has trapped the majority of this world's game people in hell right now. It has. Because your emotions, you can always hide. It's so important to do a passion spell. A passion spell makes someone move. You go back to the lyrics of Janet Jackson, That's the Way Love Goes. This is what she talks about. She talks about passion. Passion, honestly, is what is truly love because you're showing action. You cannot hide your passion, but you can hide your emotions. You see. Go back to Regina Bell. She even talked about passion. She was talking about doing a passion spell, not a love spell. She didn't speak about that, but that's what she was doing. Making you burn. That is passion. And so funny because I keep saying that fire signs are my go-to people. I will not lie to you. They have so much passion. They have so much passion inside of them. I'm telling you, they're very impulsive though. But if you are a very interesting person to them, they will always show you action. Air signs, no. Earth signs, I don't know. Depends. If you're a Capricorn, that's different. You're very obsessive. I have a Capricorn that, again, we're not. It don't even matter how long it's been. He's still trying to ring my phone. Yeah, and I had the charge to do that shit too. I'm not even going to talk him up. But water signs, too emotional for me. Can't deal with shit. But if you want to deal with signs, fire signs, true to their sign. True to their sign. They're very passionate people. They want action. They would tell you they want action. If you're not going to give them action, they're out. Well, I'm a Gemini. We have to have action. We are air sign, but we have to have action. We are not ones to be the Four of Swords or the Nine of Swords too much. We are going, especially your source energy. Now, your karmic energy, they're not the same. A source, divine source energy, divine light energy of a Gemini. We are very actionary people. And we're flighty. Very flighty. We do not stand still. Don't tell us to stand still, because that we're going to really know that you try to hoodwink me. Now I gotta go because you're trying to get me stuck, and I cannot be stuck. That's how that is. Libras, kind of sort of like us, but then they do tend to like to stay in toxic relationships. My son, love them to death, but but when they're gone, they're gone. When they rise up. But again, if you want to look at the signs now, being with the pictures and the social media, they wanted these guys to amp up more of their toxic ways. Okay, so we already have in this world game, it was built on witchcraft, yes. But these, even with the illusion that this world game had to keep a divine light energy, starlight energy stuck, it was not always like that. Especially when it came to love. They knew that there was someone that was going to rise up. Even in the starlight energy. I'm not even talking about reaching the sun, Christ energy. I'm talking about the starlight energy itself. They knew that they could not count on the starlight energy to not being able to rise up even when the game was playing. They knew that their love was fake enough to where someone was going to wake up out of that. So a lot of them did. And when they saw that this masculine the dark masculine could not keep, and I say dark masculine because, YouTube use the divine masculine as DM. It's not even DM meaning divine masculine. It means like a spirit. It means dark masculine. These dark masculines could do their work, but if they were not doing their manipulation good enough, and this facade that was in this earthly game was not powerful enough, that starlight energy was going to wake up. But what is their next thing to do? They're going to kill that starlight energy so they can recycle it. And that's what they did. They're going to have that masculine, that dark masculine, some shape or form, kill that, demolish that starlight energy, and recycle it. That's the sacrifice. That's the murder there, you see. So this is the sacrifice. So there are people that were sacrificed in the name of their God, which was these entities right here. They allowed that because you were waking up and you were not supposed to. And this was my starlight divine feminine here. This is what that was all about. Even these guys knew that their love was so fake that it was not going to be kept in submission for this starlight energy to be starry-eyed over. That's the way it was all about. So now that cannot be anymore. Love itself, and I had stated this once before, the word love here on this earth is really fake. Love is a 4-letter word, but it's fake, which is a 4-letter word. If you say I love you, it means that I fake you. Honestly. Because Again, as I just said, love is an emotion. It doesn't mean that you're going to ever show that to anyone. Passion is fire. Fire, what we are in now, the sunlight energy is fire. It's hot. It's burning. Fire is action. Quickly. You cannot fake action. You cannot fake passion. And Divine Spirits has stated this before. That's just how that is. Before I would say that I love a person, if I truly love them, I would say I respect them. Because respect is going to allow you not to do certain things that you know that's going to harm that person in any way. Love is a fake word. There's no such thing as love. Respect is. And it's so funny because in the Bible, it talks about love, you know. The greatest of all things is love. But it's the number one four-letter word that's just thrown around anywhere. And it never is true. And we have stated that on this channel of Not All About Tarot so many times. Respect. I respect you. And when you come to the form of respecting someone, that means that person is showing you who he or she is at all times. Now, we're coming to a scenario in this life, in this broken game here that we call life, that what you were hiding inside of you is now showing up in the outside of you. If you were a pedophile in the dark, it's going to come out and show you as being a pedophile. And people are going to see that in you, the mark of the beast on your forehead. We are in this era where when Divine Spirit said that you cannot hide, you cannot put on facades as no cloak for your sin, it generally is going to be just that. And everyone who has been hiding who they really were. If you are genuinely a light, a sunshine, Christ energy, it's going to show in you. People are going to see it. Then they're going to feel it. And they're going to show that. And this is why we are in the energy that we are seeing now, that all these dark people who try to put down a sunlight divine feminine in this Christ energy are now panning, running towards her, because they now see that she was the Christ energy all along. That is coming to a theater near everyone. And that is basically where we're at. Energy, energy, energy. It's all it was ever about. And last but not least, looking at a lot of these masculines that we consider bad boys, dark masculines, narcissistic, sociopaths, all of them are coming out the woodworks now. If you go back and you look at a lot of these people from the past, I was looking at a lot of the mysteries that these men, were married and they wanted to be married, and they, got these women, and as soon as they married them, they changed. I used to always ask that anyways, why do these men change when you get married to them? And it all made sense. It makes sense now. They want to drain your energy. Um, I had a friend of my daughter's, and I saw how she basically blew up, all because of her energy being siphoning from a masculine. And it's sad. But it's coming to a point to where now, and I look at those men, and I'm looking at them, and I'm saying, what do these women really see in them? And all of along, it was an illusion. All of along, it was an illusion. And I'm looking at the women, and the women look like 20 times better than these men. And all they wanted was the energy from these women to destroy them, to make them look like a hot mess. It is really ridiculous. To not love themselves, to destroy God. And that's exactly what they were doing, destroying God, destroying them, destroying God, because they were God. They were taking them away from the love of God, which God is themselves. Loving you, my divine feminines here, you were your God. God was inside of you, and they were taking that away from you, taking your love away from yourself, taking your love away from God. They wanted to kill, steal, and destroy you, which were God that resides inside of you. The church was you. You were the temple that harvests God, sunlight energy all along. Your star energy was to shine brightly as the brightest star in the universe, and that was the sun. They wanted to destroy you. Not taking care of yourself was destroying you. No one was to tell you how to wear your hair, how to wear your clothes, how to put on your makeup. No one was to tell you that. Because you were your God, and only you knew how to love you. All they were doing was demolishing you, your light. And it's so funny because I'm seeing these guys and these bald head asses, and they're the ones who stand up here losing their hair and have a nerve to tell the woman, not I don't like the weave, and I don't like the wigs, and I don't like this, and I don't like that. Don't cut your hair, don't dye your hair. No. What? You can't even grow hair. And as a matter of fact, if you wanted to go out here and really truly be the big man, you would love yourself to go out there. There's a plenty of men out there now, and I'm seeing them do that, putting weave locks in their hair, or literally dyeing their hair to where it look like his hair. Oh, but that costs money. And that's what they don't want to give up. So they don't want you to do the same. Any man that respects a woman is going to respect her for what she do, and how she carries herself, and how she wears her hair, or her clothes, or her nails, or her makeup, even how she dresses. It's so funny how now all of a sudden I got these planes over my house here. That is the scenario here. So that's telling you how this to testosterone, narcissistic masculinated energy was demolishing the starlight energy. God. Exactly. Demolishing you in every way. They would have respected everything that a woman had to offer. Doesn't matter. If that's what you want to do for yourself, you do, because you are loving you. God. So they feel as though they're jealous. They don't want you to look good. They are insecure because they feel like someone else is going to look at you. If they can't do it, you're not going to do it. But at the end of the day, it's very biased, because these are the men who are sitting up here telling you not to look good, but they're looking at other feminines that looks more out of the park than you do. But they feel as though they own you. You have to sit right there and do what they want you to do. And they're going to cage you. And a lot of this is good supply that they're caging. And you're supposed to be the good little starlight energy and stay right there and be there for them when they want to use your energy. And it's no more of that. Thank you, Spirit, because it's all over with. So now we're looking at a bunch of men, a bunch of narcissistic masculines getting killed, getting murdered here, getting demolished, getting destroyed here, and they deserve every bit of it. And if I could assist in doing that energetically, I will. Because it's time for the world to get rid of the devil, because this was the devil, and this whole world's game was hell. God was never a part of this right here. All this carnal, sinful shit that we called earth. Brace yourself. You ain't seen nothing yet. Good night.